Hey everyone, we're back. I am Ralph the coach,
And I am Candy from Candy Conversations.
and what are we going to kick it off with today?
So today we are going to be discussing friendships,
Okay.
um, platonic, friendships, um, because they do have a role in who we are and how we show up sometimes in relationships, romantic relationships. So, um, the first one that I have is, what do you value most in a friendship and why?
So I can say this is across the board. So this is
Mhm.
a standing for friendships, romantic, um, family is reciprocity.
Mm.
So it doesn't have to be tit for tat, but I
Hmm.
don't want to feel like I'm the only one doing, pouring,
Right.
giving, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or uh I guess like taking hits, you know what I'm saying? Because if
Hmm.
I like friendships, I like my friendships now as like an adult, but I think
Hmm.
maybe I also value this maybe not as heavy as I do now, but definitely um I would say like in my 20s,
Hmm.
I've always valued um like realness. Like I want
Right.
people, like I want friends who can check me
Yeah.
and who I can check back, but you know what I'm saying, I want them to do it in a loving way because I've had
Right.
friends who felt like they were checking me, but they were
Hmm.
checking me because of their insecurities, and I could
Mm.
tell. Sometimes I wouldn't be able to tell it till later, but it was also a learning lesson for me because I'm like, when you're sitting there confused and like, well, this doesn't really sound like me, and you're saying that I'm
Hmm.
doing this,
Hmm.
you know. But yeah, definitely reciprocity and having that authentic realness, like, Ralph, do you know you do this? Or, whatever the case may be, not in a I'm insecure that you're doing something that I want to do.
Right.
And so I want you to stop. So we
Right.
both don't do it.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because after I asked the question, the first thing that came to mind for me was authenticity. I just don't do well with fake people.
Yeah.
I would rather you leave me alone. Go do your thing. Because what's like, if you gotta force being a certain way around me, don't be around me. Um, I absolutely agree with the reciprocity, but to me, I don't know. This is my personal view. You're truly authentic to who you are and uh free to be you, and it like just that, we align. It's almost like the reciprocity is natural. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because it shouldn't have to be forced. And that was a big lesson learned for me. You won't call any names, but for me, a big lesson learned was just having the lens to see that everybody doesn't give what I give. Again, like you said, it doesn't have to be tit for tat, but sometimes even just showing up or being respectful of my time, or um and respectful of my time is, don't make a plan with me and cancel at the last minute. Don't make a plan with me and then don't show and don't tell me. And I've had that happen to me multiple times from people who I once considered a friend. So that is like the biggest form of disrespect for me, to disrespect my time.
Hey.
Um, and but
That's
that,
disrespecting you too, because it's like you don't value me
yeah,
enough to say, hey, I
right,
know it's last minute, I can't come again, or oh my God,
right,
this happened. I know you're already at the place. I'm not gonna be able to make it. Like
right,
you don't
right.
value me.
But then it got so bad, it would even be nice if the person would do that and it'd be like, hey, but
Yeah.
then do that multiple times over and over again. But no, when you just don't say nothing, but then you get in your feelings when you're not invited. I'm just like, yeah, I don't want those type of human beings around me anymore.
Yeah.
So number one for me, that today, the first thing that came to me today was authenticity, but I definitely agree with the reciprocity. Um, and it's like for this is a personal, some people just like, we just alike, we do everything alike. I see value in friendships that,
Yeah.
we have a lot of similarities, but there's something I can learn from
Yeah.
the people in my village. Um, I don't want everybody to be just like me
Mm-mm.
because to me, it doesn't give me the space to even value those differences that you have.
And
So, you know what I'm saying? I look at it that way. Like, I want to see what's different. So I'd be like, oh, I learned that. Thank you. And I'm also a person who don't have a problem saying that to people. Some people can't celebrate others that well. So
girl.
I'm not one of those people. I want, because your come up is my come up because I'm just happy for you to
Yeah.
have it.
As
But
we would say, like if something happened to you, oh, Jesus on the block. He's on the block.
right, seriously.
He's coming around the corner for me. So, but again, you have to be happy within yourself to be happy for
Right,
somebody else. So
right,
if
right.
you're not, then it's not gonna work out like that. And I've noticed a lot um with I would say the younger generation and our generation,
Hmm.
when it comes to all girl friendships, the struggle is basically having the enemy close to you. I've noticed like
Mm.
when girls when they post about their girls trip, and then it always seems like for the younger girls who they go on a trip, and then that's when you find out that best friend don't really like you.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
She doing some foul stuff. And then also too with our generation, 30, 40, 50 plus, is you have somebody close to you who secretly may want to be like you or, envies you, um, and maybe sabotaging with advice, trying to
Mm.
sabotage you, but basically also secretly do not like you, but want to be
Right,
close to you, want to know what you
right.
got going on. In certain communities called that monitoring spirits, always asking, well, what you got going on? What you
Mm.
doing? How did you do that? You
See,
know,
why you in my head?
I'm sorry.
Because I was sitting here literally before you made that statement. I was sitting here thinking, I have some people who call and the first thing they say, so what's going on with you?
Yeah, that's
What you doing?
monitoring. I need to know
What's
what
going on with
you're doing.
this? What's going? And I'm like,
How are you doing this? How did you get that? How did you instead of like genuinely like, girl, what you got going on? Because we haven't spoke in a while,
right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying? It's like, oh, I got this going on, and not like, oh, I got this new job. Well, how do you get that new job?
right, right.
It's not like,
I
oh,
had
okay,
that. I
congratulations.
done had that.
You
And I
know,
mean, it makes you, and let me make sure I'm saying this right because my heart don't pump no Kool-Aid, but it makes not afraid, but reluctant to share
exactly.
anything
Mhm.
with certain people. Like I'll tell you anything. I ain't,
Yeah.
maybe you don't want to hear some of what I got to tell you, but you listen anyway. But there's some people who I don't even want to tell that I got to go out of town for work next week.
Yeah. Tell me you get baked.
Yeah, like
If
it's
that,
just
if that.
and it, I find myself like because I don't know anymore, just because of moves. If you have my best interest in heart, people don't even realize. I think there may be some people out here who won't blatantly say, "Oh, I wish this for that person," but their mind, those things that come out your mouth start in your mind. So I don't want to give anybody the space and opportunity to even start thinking
Mhm.
some kind of way, even if they don't say it out their mouth. No, because that's still energy. And I'm call it too deep. I'm too deep then, because that is how I move
I don't
now.
think anybody would call that too deep unless they're the person who's like that. But people who are resonating with having people in their corner who do
Right,
that, who are always clocking what they're doing, how they're doing it, how you got this, how you pay for
right,
that, how you, they be like, oh yeah, so and so was like, they're not gonna say that's too deep. They're gonna be like, wait a minute now, okay, you opening my eyes to something.
Facts.
But I
Facts.
I can't remember who told me. I don't know if it was um a marriage therapist or it was someone in that realm of like I
Mm-hmm.
think therapy something, but they always told me like be careful. The reason why you're careful with what you tell people is because their intent
Mm.
may not be to um sabotage or put bad mouth on what you're doing because
Right.
they're thinking what they're doing is helpful. And what I'm about to
Right.
say, the example. So she said the example that she gave me was like, say, Candace, you tell me that you're going out for a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a lot of work, but you're up for the challenge. The pay
Mm-hmm.
is good. You're very excited about it. You really want this job, but you know it's going to be a challenge, but you're willing to sacrifice, do whatever you need to do because you really want this job.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, girl, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. You know what I'm saying? But because I feel that I'm doing you a service, my
Mm-hmm.
prayer is going to be like, God, I know Candace wants this position, but I don't think she needs it right now because she said she has so much on her plate. Please provide her with whatever she needs, but don't, and say, I'm thinking I'm doing my big one. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because
Right.
I'm looking out for you like, girl, I don't want her to stress out. I don't want her, but I'm putting negative energy on what you really want. And so
Right.
sometimes people do get offended, like when you pop up and be like, I got a job. But it's like, I don't need nothing. Even if your intent was to be like, I don't want her to get that job, your
Right.
intent was to protect me from something that I wanted. So you blocked me.
Right.
You
Right.
blocked me.
Right.
So then,
Right.
yes, it is
Right.
good to be like, I got this job.
Right.
I got this car. Not in the
Yep.
process. I got this car. I got this
Exactly.
house.
Yep.
Look,
Yep.
I've been dating this man for 2 years. I've been dating this girl for two
That
years. You
part.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, this is my fiance.
I
Sometimes,
have a
sometimes,
husband. You put a ring on it, you know?
sometimes you have to do that because even your mom, because moms are good for that. Oh Lord, Lord, they want that job, but that job is going to wear
Yep.
need that. They got these health concerns. That job is going. She really thinks
Yes.
like she wants this job, but this job is going to end up with. So Lord, give her another job that pay the same, but not all of this stress. And you wondering like, why these jobs I don't ever get? I really want
When that and that could have been a stepping stone to
that
what
could
you
have been
really,
that
you
could
know
have
what
been
I'm
opening
saying?
doors for you, but because now, negativity has been put into
Right.
blocking that, I'm having a hard time. So sometimes
Right.
it is. Yeah, your friends, your family, it's best not to say nothing.
I told someone yesterday that a lot of people don't understand that, you have your people who move in fear and you have your
Yeah,
people who move in faith. I'm
yeah,
a faith mover.
me
Like
too.
I don't gotta see it. I just trust and know that it's gonna happen for me. And
Yeah,
I do the work because faith
yeah.
without works is dead. And I
It's
do the
it.
work to get there. But to have the information and the call to allow it to stall out what I want,
Yeah,
I'm not that kind of person. No,
right,
give me the information. Yeah, I see all of the challenges. Now let me kick down these doors because that's what I was taught to do. And that's what I have done and seen results from. But a person who don't move like that, that's hard for them to understand. That's not an overnight
scary.
fix.
Yeah, and
It
it's
is.
scary. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why so many people want these different things, but they never get it because they're afraid of the change that is necessary to get it. That change is hard.
or
It is
even the
never
no.
easy. Yeah,
Sometimes they're just even scared of the no. Like, you know,
right.
and you've heard this before, but my dad would say, no ain't never killed nobody. So,
No, sure ain't. Sure ain't.
so it's,
You said something that I really want to point out too. A friend that can offer correction.
yes.
We got friend groups running rampant, I should say,
Mm,
that nobody tells anybody when they're doing something wrong.
yeah.
And I don't even want to be a part of that anymore. Like you said, it can be said in a way where it doesn't feel harsh or like tear a person down. But I don't know. I guess I'm in a place in life now where consciously I don't want to be surrounded by wrongdoing
Everybody don't
consistently
say nothing.
and
Yeah.
nobody ever says anything. Is it going to always be perfect? No,
Yeah.
because that's life and we're all human beings. But to think that you're not a friend because I don't agree, I don't absorb that as a personal problem anymore. And I want to put it out on this platform. If anybody in my life have been future, if you think that me correcting you or me not wanting to be a part of your wrongdoing makes me less of a friend, then I am a zero friend to you. Okay. Because I'm not, that's just not me. Because I would want it in return. Guide me. True
Right.
friendship is like,
Well, not necessarily guidance, but that's growth. So
right,
if we're
right.
not, and I wanted to, after I say what I'm gonna say, because
Hmm.
I know you have insight to what I am going to say, but back
Okay.
to when we're young, we're not looking for growth relationships. We're looking for
Hmm.
fun relationships.
Hmm. Hmm.
Someone I can go and get in to mess with, have fun, kick it. We're having a good time because usually friendships end off you're a Debbie Downer. Even if it's innocent fun, if you're complaining the whole time or you don't want to do this, or even if you're scary, you're not with the fun. So,
Hmm.
and even you still may have that friend in the group who is scary, who like, I'm gonna watch y'all, but I'll make sure everything is okay. Yeah. And they be like,
Right.
good, okay, we
Bag
got,
holder.
you know what I'm saying? But they're not trying to dampen nobody. It's like, y'all know I'm not gonna go. So
Right, right,
I'm gonna sit in the
right,
car, I'm gonna wait.
right.
We're all still having fun, right? So
Hmm.
when we get usually, late 20s going in 30s, is like it's something about that 30s when you're like self-improvement kicks in.
Hmm. Hmm.
Self-improvement, I want more in my career. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want family, I want connections.
Yep.
Those things come into play. And so that's when you want growth. You most,
Right.
not everybody. I want growth, right?
Hmm.
But what I wanted to say to get your actual insight, because you know how we do. We gotta take it to childhood.
Hmm. Yeah.
So what I was gonna say is in all of your relationships,
Hmm.
family, romantic, platonic, growth, correction has to happen. When we are little, don't do that. You
Hmm.
burn your hand. No, 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 no. This is the way you put your pants on. No, you put your
Hmm.
shirt on like this. You put your head in first, put your arms in. All of
Hmm.
that is
Hmm.
correction. Oh, no,
Hmm.
no, 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 no. You don't run so then you know how to do things and it either keeps you safe. So then you grow into,
Right.
right? You get
Hmm.
into friendships like, yeah, I don't think we should be doing that because we'll probably get in trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? No, you got to do this on your taxes or whatever. Okay, okay, okay. All of this is correction. No, I don't think you should be cheating on that girl. I don't think you should be cheating on that guy. You know what I'm saying? No, I think you need to go into work. I think you need to
Hmm.
don't be stealing on the job. All of that is correction for you to be like,
Right.
you know, you remember that time when I used to do that?
Right.
Funny as it may be, a lot of people don't have stories of you remember how I used to be
Ah, yeah.
because they are still doing
Ah,
the same things, right? And so the same thing when and I know I've said this before on here.
that's a word. That'll preach, girl. That will preach. Cause it's and I'm gonna let you finish, but just a slight interjection. There's some people who are so proud that they ain't never changed.
Amen. They are. They are. They are. And they're offended by you changing. They are absolutely offended by you
I
changing.
hope you what?
Thank you, honey, for that.
I hope you heal.
I hope you heal, honey. I hope you heal.
Hmm.
um, but even in romantic relationships,
Hmm.
if your partner is not correcting you, and again, all of these situations, you have to have discernment outside of the
Right.
parental. But even with when we get to a certain age, we kind of know because I hate to say this, but it's true. Even some of our parents are jealous of us in the young age. They're jealous of us. They're jealous of how we are, how we look. You know what I'm saying?
How
Um,
we've achieved what they
how we
couldn't.
achieve certain things. They're jealous. So then you have to have discernment against mommy and daddy,
Yeah.
grandma. auntie, uncle, if the advice, if the correction that you're giving me is actually solid, or are you just like coming from a place of jealousy? Right? I
Yeah,
don't want you to have this because I didn't have it. I don't want you to wear that because your body look better than mine. All of these things. I don't like your
right,
haircut like that because then you get more attention than me. You get some fathers who'd be like, Shh, you ain't shit because back in the day I had more than you. That's back in the day. Let me have my day.
right,
Let
right,
me have my
right,
day.
right.
you know?
Man, yeah,
But
as
if you're
there's a lot
in
of projecting,
it's a
projecting
lot of
going
projecting. So
on.
you do have to, when we get back to authenticity, you
Hmm.
really have to hone in. Like I try to nurture and
Hmm.
really lean in on my son knowing who he is because there will
Mm,
be times where people will try to tell him who he is and he has to be confident in who he is now so he can be like I'm not like that. So then he can discern whether you trying to give me some BS or if the correction
right,
you're trying to give me is solid. Right. But when you're not whole within yourself, and I say whole, I know who I am inside and out. I might not know nothing else,
right,
but I
right.
know me. You know what I'm saying? I can know when someone that even that I feel or it may look like that they love me. I'll know like you ain't coming from a place right now of love.
I gotta challenge you with something before I forget, because I think this would be vital. Because I'm 1000% in agreement with you. And the part where you're talking about how you're helping your son, you know who he is.
Mhm.
Self-discovery is such a
Yeah.
huge thing. And there are
Mhm.
so many people who don't know how to do that. So my challenge to you, we could do it in one of our recordings, or maybe you put something out on social media. Ask yourself these 4 questions. These are like the start of you discovering who you are. Because there's a lot of you challenged me with that a while ago, and I never get through all them things because you had given me a lot.
Yeah.
But it did get the ball rolling. And
Yeah.
like, so it's like, even though I didn't go through the list of questions, the ones that I did go through, the sentiment that I felt in that discovery process, every time I did something, I was like, oh, I'm learning something new about myself, or I'm learning I don't like this and it's okay. But
Yeah.
people, I really genuinely feel people don't know. They just truly,
They
that
don't.
wasn't that long ago you told me those
I know.
questions
I know.
as an adult. So it's like we don't give people the space, and oftentimes parents don't give children the space to self-discover. They tell them who they're supposed to be.
Yes.
And that turns into an adult that just follows the crowd and thinks that everything's supposed to be hunky dory.
Mhm.
So I don't know. All that to say, I think it would be great for us to either talk about it one time, or, like I said, put something out there to help people. Because some people just need to realize you really don't know.
You
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 really
really
don't.
don't know. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is, so having that discernment, so going into relationships, romantic
Right.
relationships, there are like in that dating phase, those first couple of dates that were going on and trying to figure out, do we want to go ahead and solidify
Right.
this thing and become boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out if this is someone who one you again you need to know yourself well enough on what your wannabes are, right? So let's call them
Mm-hmm.
wannabes. So you know you're not a morning person, but would benefit you if
Right.
you was to get up early.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then you cross the table from so what does your morning routine look like? You know what I'm saying? So if like they are very structured, they're
Mm-hmm.
disciplined and they're consistent, I can learn something from them. Okay, so this person be good for me
Right.
because then when you're around someone negative or positive, it's going to rub off on you. I need
Facts.
that to rub off on me. I need that.
Facts.
I'm okay financially, but I would like to be
Mm-hmm.
more aggressive with investing. So not to be all in your business, but how are you like, do you invest and stuff like that?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I've been doing that since okay, all
Exactly.
right. Okay, so
Exactly.
so along with just what school did you go to? What's your favorite color?
How tall are you?
How tall
What's
are
your
you?
shoe size?
What is your credit score? What was your last relationship like? They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. let's ask
None.
some real questions that are going to say, okay, so this is going to help me catapult me into showing up as the person I want to be because we need
Mhm.
help. That's when people say, I don't
Mhm.
need nobody. Actually, you do. You do.
You
You do.
do.
You do. So to be in a relationship and get someone who cares for you, who loves
Mhm.
you, who's going to pour into you and correct you and then help you grow into the person that you want to be, honey, you are cooking with fish grease.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because a
Mhm.
lot of us have been in or are in relationships with the people that I was talking about that don't like you,
Right.
that are jealous of you because you can just walk into a room and people are like, "Oh, hey, who are you? I just see,
Right.
you know, see, you just seem like a, da 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 da, this type of person." They don't like that. For
Right.
whatever reason it is, you may be disciplined, you may be hardworking. They don't have that, or they pretend to be that. Like I heard this today, this girl, honey, she was right on it. And I said, this is exactly what it is. You get in these relationships, you have these parents, you have these friends that are initially attracted to you or you are attracted to them for whatever we have the same compatibilities in something, right?
Mhm.
But then they realize, oh shit, he is like this all the time.
Mm.
When I pretend to be like this
Right. Now you can't keep up.
and not even keep up, you make me feel bad
Ah.
because I've made excuses as to why I can't be like this all
Hmm.
the time because I just turn this on and put on that pizzazz and charisma and people think I'm like this, but then I turn that shit off. That shit is tiring. I'm not real like that. I really don't like nobody. I'm actually evil and I wish for your downfall. So now you make me feel shameful
Mhm.
because I'm like, nobody can be like this all the time. And here you come.
And it's like because people assume that other people are just like them. So
There you
because
go.
I know I'm only doing this to show up a certain way for this
Yeah.
little
So
bit of
you're doing the
time,
same thing too.
I'm assuming that you doing the same thing over
Yes.
there.
Yes.
And
And then when
mm,
I find out you're not, when I get close enough to you and I find out you like this all the time,
then they the problem. The other person is the
I
problem.
make you the problem because you made me feel bad because I've been sitting over here like everybody's like this.
Ooh. And I'm gonna call my friend Wreckham Ralph to get him.
Honey, you come because I'm always down for a good time.
Look, I call her Wreckham Ralph, and she said, "That's a good sign."
Honey, I'll show you a good time. Yes, I will.
Lord, keep it cute.
Yeah. But what I wanted to get your teacher expertise on is I'm pretty sure, and I'm just assuming, so that's why I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. In the
Mhm.
classroom, can you tell the children who get correction and the ones who don't?
Absolutely.
Right. So those become adults. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
When you go into when you come from because I have to explain to people when you're coming together with someone, whether like me and you, friends, I'm hopping the fence to come to your house.
Mhm.
Unless me and you are having a conversation, just like how you said, I'm assuming you're
Mhm.
growing up like me.
Right, right.
I'm assuming you're
Right.
growing up like me. Y'all are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Y'all eating dinner. That I'm assuming unless me and you, even though I'm at your house, unless me and you are having a conversation saying, "Oh, my mama don't do that," or "My daddy don't do that,"
Right.
and I'd be like,
Right.
"Okay, so your daddy don't beat you every Tuesday?"
But hold up, I got to take it a step further for you. You, as an educator, you can tell the children who don't get correction. You can tell the children who receive healthy correction and those who are overcorrected. The
They
overcorrected children are afraid to even try because
they don't want to
they
get it
don't
wrong.
understand that they can make a mistake.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like those, and it melts your heart when you have those that say, "Oh, I got it wrong, but I'll try it again. It's okay to make a mistake." Whoever is speaking that to you, my prayer for you is that you are surrounded by them for the rest of
You're
as long as
lying.
possible. And those babies are outnumbered
Yeah, they
severely.
are. They
You got
are.
the ones climbing the walls because they can do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And then you got the ones terrified to do, say, be anything that's not acceptable because nothing they do is good enough.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more of them than anybody right now in the classrooms, unfortunately. And that's just being real. Like, and that doesn't even matter the demographic. to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and I think because, and I say that because a lot of people think it's just underserved communities. No,
Oh
them
God,
ones
no.
with the heated grounds and the snowy areas. Um, them they are almost worse because they have their whole life planned out for them before they
Yeah.
ever show up
You
sometimes.
you don't have not only you don't have a choice, but you don't have a voice. You just shut up
No.
and check the boxes to get here. That's it, because it's already paid out for you. You don't have a choice
Right.
of what you're going to, this is what it is right here.
Exactly.
You just go
Exactly.
through the path. That's all. The
Exactly.
process.
And they become the rebel if they go off,
Yeah,
you know.
because it's like I don't want to do that, and you never asked me if I wanted to. You just told me that's
Right.
what I'm going to do.
Right. Right. Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah.
When we started talking about these babies,
I know. I mean, but
that's where it
it
starts.
is it is it is very eye-opening to, and I hope this helps people have conversations within their home. Even if you're single, like when I say single, like without any
Mhm.
children, and it's just you and your person, I always like my clients, like if they're dating or even if they're married and they've never done this, sit down with your person and ask about their childhood, because then you'll see
Mm,
why they react a certain way to certain things, why they do certain things. Because again, people feel like you can just watch somebody and learn.
right.
Yes, you can watch somebody and learn so much, but you need to ask questions, because
Mm,
you're not going to get everything in a question and you're not going to get everything in just observing. You
mm-hmm.
have to do both, and you always have to ask why. That is for the people who were those kids who were like, well, why? Why do why? You know what I'm saying? You always have that kid who's like, well, why? Why do I have to tie my shoe? That
But
person is what you need now.
I love that you're saying this,
Hmm.
but it also, because I'm always thinking on the other side too. It also highlights that so oftentimes people tell kids you ask too many questions.
Yes. And then they
So
don't
that
ask
by the
nothing.
time they grow up, they're not asking no
They're not
questions
asking
because
nothing, and
no,
they're getting themselves in a situation where they're like, damn, if I would have just asked,
right,
you know?
right. If they associate asking questions with negativity, like
Yeah, you
you
doing
too
too much.
nosy, you why you always got to know this. Now, sometimes people can be asking questions that are irrelevant to
Mhm.
whatever whatever's happening, like, but at the same time, it's almost like again understanding, are you really being nosy or are you trying to protect yourself before you get into
But not
deep?
even protect yourself. You might just be curious. I don't
That
know.
too.
Because then you also get into the situation of, and we know people like this, who instead of them saying, I don't know, they'll make up some stuff. They will, you know what I'm saying? And you just be like, why you would just say you don't know?
Right. Right.
You just went
Yeah.
on this whole tangent of made up, make believe. Just say, I don't know. I don't know.
I can respect that I don't know
I can
way more.
respect that I don't know, instead of you just
Way
blatantly
more.
lying to my face because,
Way
okay,
more.
little Timmy over here was told, you know, like he can't not know. Just I don't know.
Right.
So if
Right.
for me, I'm the curious one.
Mhm.
So if you say, hey, da 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 whatever, and I'll be like, oh, okay. Well, how did you like get to that? And most people, they know because I'm asking questions. They're like, oh, she's asking because I'm actually curious. I want to know.
Right.
If I don't
Right.
ask you nothing, I don't care.
That part,
Yeah, I don't care. Either I already know or I don't care.
that part. And
That
I'm okay
that is
not
it. I'm
caring
not
for
curious
certain things
at
too.
all about
Yeah.
what's going on. So you want to ask like
That,
like I'm gonna bring up 21 questions. Put some questions on a piece of paper, tear it up, put it in the bag. What did you want to be? Like, what is the craziest thing you want to be when you grow up? Like for me, I wanted to be a secretary.
I used to too. But I wonder if that's because they kind of glorify that for
Honey, let me tell
young.
you why I want to be secretary. I wanted to type on that typewriter because back in the day, had the hard ones.
Uh, I
And
just used to see myself writing a lot of stuff all the time.
see,
I just,
but if there was no why, some people like, well, what
right.
did you want to be when you grow up? And you just be like a secretary. Okay, well, what do you? Why? Why did you want to be
Right,
all
right,
things?
right,
Most
right.
kids are like, I want to be a fireman, I want to be a police officer, I want to be a ballerina, a secretary, girl, a secretary. Why? I need to know why. Because then that shows your person, that shows your
Hmm.
friend. I'm curious about you. I want to know, like, where did that come from? And clearly, you're not a secretary now. So,
Hmm.
how did we get to what you do now? That person is invested. We're invested in you and how your mind thinks. For me, the more I know about how your mind thinks, when I see you do something, it will also help me not to get upset about something because I'm like, I already know what his mom said. I already know where his mind was at. I'll just let him know, hey babe, you left this or whatever. I already know you was probably I was thinking, yeah, but no, you gotta put it like this. That correction and that thinking that was with love.
Yeah.
Without me
I,
having the groundwork of, and some people, excuse me, some people may even know a little bit of back history on you of how you grew up, how your parents are,
hmm.
and
Hmm.
they will still be nice, nasty to you and use that against you.
Yeah.
And that needs to be addressed because that is a
Mhm.
red flag of me using a sensitive area to be ugly to you, to be nasty
Right,
to you, to trigger you.
right.
You know what I'm saying? To get under your skin because I might not be having a good day. You over here whistling and smiling and ha ha and kikiing. Let me go ahead and shut that down. Um, I know you don't like to do this because you know how you grew up in your house, but your mama don't live here. So did I do something to you? Did I do something to you? So again, we have to
Girl,
pay attention to these things before we get in these relationships and these friendships with people who don't like us.
you tap dancing all over today.
I'm sorry.
The family stories of the week, the things that have happened this week. And I mean, but you know, that's just how we do. That's not that's our abnormal normal in the dynamic of our friendship. Because I'm like,
Honey, I
oh,
be
okay.
I be tap dancing on stuff I don't even know. I just be
I know. That's why I'm like, yeah, I ain't tell her this. And she is like two to the chest on this. And because like and correct me if I'm wrong now, but I feel like a person who, and I say correct me because I'm not sure how to identify this. I don't know if it's like a healed person or an emotionally intelligent person, but
Okay.
they seem to be the ones that ask the questions. They dig into who that person is, as opposed to people who are like, you asking too many questions. Let's just move and see. You know what I'm saying? But how are we moving forward without getting to know each other? Like, how is that? You're looking at it as days pass when I need to know who this person is that these days are passing with. And like people, some people get squeamish when you ask them about who they are.
I'm
And
gonna
I'm
tell you
like,
why. I'm gonna
okay.
say so it's two things, right? So, like I said before, like a few minutes ago, one, I'm not that invested in you. So I'm
Okay.
putting on the front and I'm
Okay.
looking to get something from you. So I'm like, why you trying to get all deep? I'm just trying to smash. I'm just trying to get the connect for whatever,
Hmm.
for the job, for the I
Hmm.
ain't trying to really be your friend.
Right.
I'm
Right.
trying to be in a relationship with you. I'm just trying to hit that thing and go. You don't need to
Hmm.
know nothing about nothing, okay? The second thing is, I don't want you asking me deep questions, or I'm not asking you deep questions, or I don't want to go deep because I don't want you to go
Hmm.
deep with me.
Ah,
Like I don't want to dive deep into that. I don't want to talk
right.
about my childhood. I don't want to, I just want to keep it surface. And that
Right.
to me, that is a very big red flag because when I tell you what's underneath that is toxicity to a great level. When you don't
Hmm.
want to go deep, you don't want to talk about certain things. I want to keep it surface because everything down here, I'm gonna
Hmm.
say for the most part, I'm gonna say 95% of the time, it's all toxic. Toxic mama, toxic daddy, toxic. Everything is toxic, and we need to leave right here because then you're gonna know way more. And then
Right.
the biggest thing is, the biggest thing is, the biggest thing is, you're gonna
Is
leave me, and I have abandonment issues. So we're gonna keep it right here. We're gonna keep
Woo!
it right here. We're going to keep it right here.
Girl, we only answered one question. This is one question. Why? It's funny because the company you keep speaks volumes.
Amen.
And I don't know why I kept pushing back this topic because I was like, "Mm, we ain't gonna have, but no. I forgot who we were, I guess. Um, 'cause, man, yeah, good value. So the other question I had, which I can answer this pretty easily,
Okay.
and you can too, but how do you approach maintaining long distance relationships? That are friendships. So I shouldn't say relationships. How do you approach maintaining long distance friendships? Um, my closest friendships are long distance. So, shoot, even when we in the same state, it's still kind of
So long distance.
you
Like,
in you
when you
ain't
live
in
in
walking
Atlanta,
distance.
it could
Do
be
the
long
train even
distance.
go out
Yeah.
there? Yeah, we got to meet. But to me, it's just about we make time for what we want to make time for.
Yeah.
Whether it's just a quick for me, it's um sending a text message. We do a lot of voice messages. It's not a phone call, but it's kind of like a text, just update. Hey, let me tell you what happened, or I'm gonna check in with you in a few days after I do XYZ. It's just really like the consistency and the reciprocity. And sometimes it's like, I ain't heard from you in a few days. You good? Like just because you have that I don't want to call it a pattern, but that consistency in how you communicate. Um, and then making time to be in person. Um, just planning things. It's really not as hard as people make it seem. It's not.
Well, it depends.
Okay, so what are your thoughts?
I have a lot of experience in this. Um, for me, I handle my uh long distance relationships like I handle my closer relationships.
Okay.
Um, I what do they call? I have a lot of I'll just say nonchalant friends where and when I mean nonchalant, like my longest friendship is going on 44 years. All right. The longest we've gone without speaking is probably months. So like 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Like
Mm-hmm.
talk to her and it's on and popping like I talked to her yesterday, right?
Right.
On the
Mm-hmm.
phone, um, at least 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to you again for another
Right.
another set,
Right.
right? But when we have even lived together, we've lived together,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we've been in the same city, same thing. I'm not talking to her
Right.
every day. Living in
Right.
the same house, it's like, how was work, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying, right? Not worried about it, not, because like I know who you are, I know what we are.
Right. Right.
Right.
Right.
So most of my friendships are like that. Like I can go a long stints and then either I'm the type of person I necessarily don't reach out unless it's something. Um,
Mm-hmm.
whether
Mm-hmm.
you did come across my mind, I'd be like, oh shit, I ain't talked to you in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You good? You're not dead? Okay, boom. Or I need to tell you something,
Right.
ask you something, invite you to something, right? Other than
Right.
that, I ain't really bothering you because I got my own stuff to do. When you say it's not really that hard, it is hard when you don't have acknowledgement of who your friend is. So if you have a needy friend and a nonchalant friend, it is hard.
Mm.
It is hard.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
need to talk to you every day after work, and you be like, the nonchalant friend, like, girl, I got to do. Half stuff to do. And now the needy friend, and I'm only saying, I don't want to say needy like,
Right,
it's
right,
just like
right.
the friend who needs more, the needy friend, now doesn't feel appreciated, now doesn't feel validated,
Mm-hmm.
now doesn't feel wanted. You know what I'm saying? And now the nonchalant friend feels overwhelmed, feels consumed.
Thank God for nonchalant friends.
Now
Because
you
most of
pick
mine
apart
are.
because now the nonchalant friend feels pressured. It's not a flow.
Mhm. Right,
Mostly
right,
the nonchalant friend is the flow friend. It's just like when oh, let me do it while it's on my mind because I'm gonna forget. Let me go ahead
right,
and call her
right,
now. She knows
right,
that I'm busy. I know she busy with life,
right.
kids or no kids, and it's like, girl, you got a minute. I might call. She might not answer when she call me, and that's why sometimes we do voice notes. I ain't got time
Yeah,
to be on because I'm the type of person. If I'm on the phone with you, I'm
right.
on the phone with you. I don't really like doing a whole bunch of
Getting that.
I need to
Mm-hmm.
focus on what you say. I want to give you undivided attention. So I'm not doing a whole bunch of other stuff unless I can do it mindlessly. Other than that,
Right,
I'm gonna sit down somewhere and I'm gonna talk to you.
right,
If we're on
right,
the phone for 2 hours, I done lost 2 hours of me doing something, right?
right, right.
So, but if I'm sending you a voice note, boom, let me go ahead and send you this 6 minute voice note, this 15-minute voice note. Go ahead and put that phone down. Go ahead and do it. Wait for my voice
Right,
to go back. But if the needy friend wants to be on the phone at a certain time, you know
right.
what I'm saying? Like I've had friends who get on, like they'll call me after work, and I'm just like, I'm dreading the call because it's like, I need to do this.
Like I 1000% get what
Yeah,
you're saying.
yeah.
Because even
And you
what
have
you
no
described,
kids.
no,
Right.
and even what you described to me, that is still consistency. It's like not, it's our
It works
form
for
of
us. It
consistency.
it
Right,
works for us.
right,
That's what I'm
right,
saying
right,
because you're not thinking about it because you don't have me on a schedule. I don't have you on a
right.
schedule.
Exactly, exactly,
When you
exactly.
can like, and again, you have to know your people, you know what I'm saying? I also too by fault. This is a flaw. I am going to say it's a flaw. I have been working on it toward its pace. Toward its pace because again, this is not a natural for me. So
Mhm.
I'm not intentionally being slow. It is just not it's not something I want to do.
Right,
So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not intentionally putting my heels in, but I'm not intentionally putting work or intention into it because I don't want to do it.
right, right,
I'm not a phone friend.
right.
I didn't grow up with a parent who was always on the phone. So I'm not used to seeing someone, a lot of us had moms who were on the phone. I
Hmm.
didn't grow up like that.
Right,
So I
right.
am not, my mind doesn't say anytime that I have a free moment is to pick up my phone. I don't do it. I'm
Because I got my dad and mom were phone people. My brother and sister are phone people, and I'm
not a
like,
phone
my
person.
phone rings sometime and be like,
Honey, it got to be who like, okay, I haven't talked to them in a minute. So I was saying that to say is I'm the pickup friend, I'm not the call out friend.
right,
Most of the
hmm,
time when you call me, I'm gonna pick up. I got to be
right,
really, really busy, like in a meeting or on a coaching call for me. And then I still usually text and say, I'm doing this. I will call you back
right,
when I'm done.
right, right.
But if you're gonna sit there and wait for me to call you,
Hmm.
then you need to wait for me to call you then.
And this, and I can say this, she ain't lying. And also, like, so whenever my phone rings from you, I'm like, oh, I gotta answer. Oh, I
I'm
was
not just
calling.
calling just to be, I come like,
But
hey girl,
in the event that you do, and I can't, I instantly like, hey, I'm doing XYZ, but I'm gonna call you
hell
back because
yeah. And then I'm
I
still like,
know you're not like every day at 1 and 6:30 p.m. call person. Like, no.
okay.
And those
Like you
people, I'm just like, mm-mm, mm-mm.
like when I'm calling you don't have to say, oh, she off work. Oh, she,
No,
I'm saying?
right.
Because I'm not calling it to say if I'm calling,
No,
it's because of something. I'm not
something.
just calling just to be like, girl, I ain't got nothing to do. I just call you.
Right. Hmm.
That is
To the
not me.
point where
I am
sometimes, like, the few times I've missed calls, I'll be like, oh, let me go. I missed her. Let me make sure she okay. Because, like, you don't,
no, it's
but
not me,
that's
okay.
okay. Like,
But
I understand that.
girl,
So,
I was calling you because I was about to go to jail.
And look, you would have followed up with a text. That were the
You need to
case.
call me back. I need somebody to
Oh
vouch for
man.
me.
Right.
But
But again,
I say
it's
that
funny
because
because that's
like
like
no,
go no, you go.
I was saying that to say like one, know your friends. But
Yeah.
for the people that I know that I need to do that for, I do try to do better at it
Hmm.
because they need that and I do value them, but it's still painful for me because I am not
Hmm. Right.
oh, let me just call. And for them it is difficult. Like for
Hmm.
the friend that I have for almost 44 years, she is not
Hmm.
a text person, she's not a voice note person, she is a
Like I know
phone person.
exactly what you talked about.
Yeah. So if I text her and say, hey, da 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 da, she's not texting me back. She's calling
Hmm.
me.
Mm.
She's not going to, even though she could have just answered me in the text, she's not
Right.
going to do it. She's not, like,
Right.
if you look at our log, it's me sending something and then there's nothing behind because she called me.
Right. Right.
You have that
Right.
one person like, bitch, if I want to talk to you,
Right.
I want to
Right.
call. She's going to call me and I know it. I know she's going to call.
Mhm.
She's going to call me. But I told her one day, I said, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I don't call you, you call me. I'm the pickup friend. And she was like, you are. But how it works, she didn't even notice.
Right.
She didn't even
Right.
notice that I'm the pickup friend. She's like, now you do always pick, but you don't call. She's like, well, shit, I don't care. I just noticed it until you said something. So
Right.
clearly it
Right. Right.
works, you know?
Like, like
So
right now, I know that you're entering track season. So I'm like,
honey,
it's gonna be, I already know I ain't about this, but okay.
honey, but
Like,
send the voice notes. Send the voice notes. Yeah.
I
Send a
already
voice note or a
know.
text.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's to me too, though, that's a part of being a friend. Like giving, I don't really even consider it grace, but I guess it is an understanding.
Yeah.
But I know you have things to do.
And I'm
And
also too a self-sufficient friend. Like
right, right,
not all of it, and not that it's a bad thing, but
right.
we all have friends for different reasons, right?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
call that friend who you need to have that dialogue with
Right,
on a daily. You know
right.
what I'm saying? I am the go out friend. Will I call you to go out? No,
But if you get invited, you show up.
I'm coming. I'm coming. But I'm not the friend that say, I've never been the friend to say, hey, let's go to so and so this weekend.
Right, 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 right.
If you call me, and like right now, I have a whole list of places, restaurants I want to go to in my phone. If you were to call and say, let's do something this weekend, oh, I have a list, but
Right,
I'm calling you to say, hey, I want to go to one of these restaurants
right, right.
because I'm the in the house friend. I am. I got 4 million things to be doing
Yeah,
that I need to do right now,
right,
along with giving undivided attention to my child.
right,
And honey, I'm an octopus. So the moment I'm not thinking of, because the moment I get a free time, that's why I'm not picking up the phone. That's why I'm like,
right,
hey, let's go do something.
right.
Unless you come,
Yeah, yeah. I get that.
yeah.
I
So
get
just know,
that.
I say all that just to know your friends so then you can manage the relationship so you can get what you need, they can get what they need. Have the conversation. Have the conversation like I'm this type of person. Like
Right.
I need to talk to you every day. Can
Mm-hmm.
have capacity to do that. So then they can
Mm-hmm.
be like, yeah, I have the capacity, but I don't want to do that.
Right. And I do have my closest friends are the nonchalant type, as we will call them. But one thing that I can appreciate about those friends is that when things are happening in life, their presence increases.
Hmm.
Um, and it's like without asking, you know what I'm saying? That's just who they are.
Yeah.
And once things balance out, they back off. And it's like it's so seamless that you don't notice. And then when it and because I know they're that nonchalant friend and they are asking and they're showing up for more, I know it's because they care.
They
So
care.
I'm never bothered by, you know what I'm saying? It's weird because like on a regular day, be like, okay, are you checking every day? But even my nonchalant friends, it's not an everyday thing. They'll check, give you space. They'll check. And I don't know. I have a special appreciation for those type of human beings. I'm just gonna put it out there. I do. And it might be because of I work in the schools and I have to, the neediness is present all the time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I don't carry that really over into my personal
Uh,
life. I don't
yeah.
have, I literally cannot think of family members, yes. But even all my family members, most of my family members aren't even like that. But like the checking in every day, I'm real good on because also at the end of the day, I need quiet. I need to quiet my
You need
mind.
decompress, check out,
Yes.
like,
And
yeah.
it takes the rest of the day after being in an elementary school. So, and sometimes it ain't the kids. So, but
Yeah, I
still,
know. It's
it's
the administration. Yeah.
not where I can't even call them the administration where
Oh,
I
well, the
be.
teachers then.
It's and it's not to say that the teachers aren't great, but they need a lot. And when you need a lot, like of guidance, and then you're trying to think of how to offer that help and discern between who needs it most now and who doesn't, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, the admin that I work with, because they're right there with me for real, for real. They are gems. And I always tell them that because I've never met an admin team quite like that. But at the end of the day, the last thing I want to do is have some long 2, 3 hour phone conversation after
Even 30,
after
for me, 30
talking
minutes.
all day.
Yeah, 30
Talking.
minutes either. Like they're like
Oh, right. Right. Just
that's why I'm
text me.
like I hate I'm not I don't even come from that generation. For us it was the house phone. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Hmm.
I didn't grow up in a generation of texting, but because
Right.
I am a multitasker and I know,
Mhm.
multitasking is not good. But when I say like if I can mindlessly do certain things,
Yes.
I can mindlessly wash the dishes. I can mindlessly,
Right.
there's certain tasks that you don't have to use so much brain power for.
Hmm.
Um, I don't want to
And
do
send
30
voice
minutes.
notes.
Yeah,
While
just
sending
send me the
voice
voice,
notes. Yeah, that helps. That works. Yes. Let
you
me
know.
get this done and have this conversation simultaneously while watching
Because again,
over there.
I want to give you, and not everyone wants to give quality because we've all experienced being on the phone with someone and you can tell they're not paying attention to you.
Right. Right. Right.
But what is that? That's time wasted. Like I didn't gave you a whole 5 minute spill of what was going on at work to get your insight, just to realize when I got to the end of that period and be like, yeah, so what do you think? And you're greeted with, hello? You like, yeah. Were you listening to me? Yeah, you was
Hello?
and then now you're upset. You like, never mind. Let me talk to you because you're clearly doing something. No, no, I'm listening. Just say the last part again. You wasn't listening.
Girl, look, I ain't gonna lie. I done did that on purpose to some people and they still be sitting there. I'm like, okay, so I'm about to go watch the paint dry, okay? I'm gonna talk to you later. Like, what else do I have to do? Like trying to take it because I really be doing stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm busy doing such and such. Let me.
I ain't gonna keep you long. So let me tell you. And I ain't gonna keep you long.
Like read the room. Read the
I'm busy.
room.
I'm busy.
Lord,
Okay.
Lord, Lord. So, okay. This is definitely mirroring what a true conversation, candy conversation is about. So, it was a good. I appreciate the feedback, the insight. I don't have anything else. If you don't,
Hope everyone has a great week. So until next time, please stay safe and sexy, and we will talk to y'all later.